The other day, we worked on long O words. Well, we did A, we did O. I bet you can tell what we're gonna do now. That's right, short U, long U. We're really gonna start moving on these long vowels because you're getting the hang of it so well. So let's look right there. Do you see that cute little cub? Stretch out the word cub. C-U-B. Cub has a right in the middle. Now, if you look over here though, it's not a cub. If we put an E at the end of that word cub, that U changes. It becomes cube. Cube. Ooh, like a dice is a cube or a Rubik's cube. Some of you might love those. So we have cub, cube. Listen for that U. That U in the middle is such a funny sound. Say cube. Yeah, your lips go U in the middle there. All right, look right below the word cub. That's a simple two-letter word. Us. Now, if we put an E at the end, that U changes. That U gets kicked in the keister by that E, and it is use. Use. I can use a pencil to write. So we have cub, cube, us, use. Really get your ears listening for those short U words and the long U words. We're going to do some of that practicing today. Now, we're also going to practice the short E and long E sound. So we've got short U that we just went over, and long U, and now short E. Short E says eh. And that word is? Yes, pet. I put a few pictures of pet there. Do you have one of those animals as a pet? I have a dog. Pet. Short E. But over here we've got a boy, and I made his name. What is that boy's name? If you have that E, kick the E in the middle, and it says E instead of F. That boy's name is not Pet. It's P-eat. Pete. We're going to call him Pete. So we have shorty, pet, long E. We're going to practice some words that have long U and long E. All right, so there's an E. So we do a U. So we have U. Hug? Is that Hug? No, we forgot to change the G because of the G-E. Make it say J. Try again. Huge. Huge. All right, next word has a long U. Use. Use. If it's a no E at the end, that would be us. But with an E, it's use. And do you recognize that boy's name? It's not pet. It's Eat. Pete. And is that cut or is it cute? There's an E, so it's got to be U in the middle. Cute. Cute. Good. All or mule? Mule, that's definitely mule. Okay, and last one with an E. Ease. These, like I like these words. You did great with that. We know an ending that we can have on words is ing. Ing. That one's so fun and easy. It's all about action. This one also goes on actions, but it changes it to happening in the past. We have an ED. When you put an ED on the end of a word, it means it happened in the past, and you have to read the base word, the root word, and add that ending. But the tricky thing is ED can have 3 different sounds. What? Okay. It's not too tricky for us. We can do it. All right, that first word you see there has an ED at the end, and it is the word pinned. I pinned that paper to the board. pinned. That ed sounds like a d. So see in the parentheses there, I put a d. Sometimes ed sounds like d in pinned. Now in the middle there, we have the word walked. Wait a second, did you hear that sound? Walked. A T, what? Sometimes ed sounds like a T at the end of the word. Ooh, we're gonna have to really get good at this to notice that all the time when we're writing words that end with ed. So say walked. Yes, in the parentheses you see that T? It's because it sounds like a T, but it's actually written ed. We wouldn't say walked, that'd be weird. On the bottom though, we do have a word where it sounds like id at the bottom, or at the end. Handed. Handed. I put id in the parentheses because there it sounds like id. So we can have ed can sound like a D, like in pinned, a T like in walked, and an id like in handed. What's handy about it is all of those sounds, you just put an ed. We're going to practice it right now. Here are 3 words. Let's read them carefully. They have the 3 different sounds. So the first one we see lift is the base word. We'd say lift-id. That one has the id. In the middle, the base word we see is kick. Do we say kicked? No, we say kicked. So kicked has that t. You really have to listen for what sounds right when you're trying these words. And on the bottom, we have look. Will we say looked? No, we say looked. All right, sometimes you gotta try different ways to say the word and listen for the one that sounds right. Go ahead and read those one more time. Good. With these 3 words, we're gonna read them and I want you to listen for the one that sounds different than the other 2. Okay, the first one is rolled. Say that. Popped. Your turn. Good. And on the bottom, smiled. Your turn. Okay, so we have rolled, popped, smiled. Which one doesn't sound like the others? Popped doesn't. Rolled, smiled, both have that duh, but popped has it where it sounds like a T. Let's do one more of these. These 3 words also have 2 that sound the same and 1 that sounds different. Let's read them. The top one, say joked. Hunted. And on the bottom, painted. Listen to those again and listen for the one that doesn't sound like the other 2. Joked, hunted, painted. The one that doesn't fit is joked. Painted and hunted both have that id sound. Time for some high frequency word work. No, Minna, snap. Here we go, that top one. Do you remember that one? Yes, here, like come, here. We've practiced that a lot. Right below that is a word that looks almost like here, but there's a T at the beginning. And this one can be tricky. Do you know that word? It's there, like go over there. Hey, get back here. Don't go over there right now. We're practicing some words. Look at there and let's stick it in our brain. T-H-E-R-E, there. T-H-E-R-E, there. We're going to practice that in our sentences. Now, right below that, we have a word that means also. It's usually easy to read because it looks almost like to, like go to the park. But do you see that T-O-O? Yeah, that's the word to, but it means also. Like, I want to have cookies too. I want to have cookies also. When it's saying, when you're using it in a sentence where it's not going to a location, you use T-O-O to say also in another way. I want to eat cookies too. All right, next word we have is easy. You know that one. She. And on the bottom, we have look, which is easy, but when you add an ED, it becomes looked. Remember, with look, it's like those two eyeballs in the middle, and that becomes looked. We're going to use those words in some sentences. I love doing these with you. Let me hear you. In these next sentences, we have a girl. So we're going to use the word she. And we practice the word said a lot. So there we go. We've got she said and then some quotation marks. What did she say on this page? You got the word looked, right? She said, I looked at a dog. It's a cute. Read it one more time. She said, I looked at a horse. Read it one more time. Are you getting fast at the word looked? These sentences are all about what she will eat. Really read through these, nice and smooth. Great. She will eat a taco. It's a big taco. Boy, she really must have been hungry. Look at what she's going to eat now. Read it out loud. I'm listening. She will eat the burger. Great job with your high five. We're going to go ahead and put some words in some sentences, but first we want to practice them here. Let's look at this first word. You should see the word talk and then add the ed. Do we say talked? No, we say talked. Good. Talked. Okay? Next one we're going to look at, it's a cute little word. I gave it away. You know that word. Cute. And this next one has a long A and an ed. Ready? So we have not scat, we have ate, id, skated. Good. This one with the long E. Ease. These. Wonderful. And how about this one with the ed? Did you say call? And then called. Great. One more to practice. I love this word. Huge. Huge. Now let's put those in some sentences and use them like we would when we're reading and writing. Here you can see the words that we just practiced. Let's put them in some sentences. All right, here we go. Let's get read and read our read sentence. The kitten, ooh, look at kitten, is tiny and, what do you think? Tiny and talked? No. Tiny and cute. Yes. U with the E. Cute. The kitten is tiny and cute. Perfect. Let's get blue for our blue sentence. The bear's head was, What do you think? The bear's head was skated? No. The bear's head was called? The bear's head was huge. The bear's head was huge. H-U-G-E. Oh, I forgot to remind you that you can pause the video and write them on your own notebook or board if you want. Also, if you're doing it with me right now, you could write the correct answer on your whiteboard and see if it matches mine. Here we go, green sentence. Joe likes those shoes, but I like, If you want to write it on your whiteboard, pause the video. What would you answer? I like called. I like these. I like skated. I think these make sense. Let's check. Joe likes those shoes, but I like these. Yeah. Okay. The orange sentence is about winter. Here we go. In winter, we on ice. We talked on ice? No. We called on ice? No. We skated on ice. There we go. Skated. Great job, everybody.